Hi, I'm Dr. Walter Matwichuk, and I'm here to talk to you about the logic behind acceptance and how it can help you achieve a state of acceptance of unwanted events. In rational emotive behavior therapy, we point out to people that when a bad event occurs, a negative event, a misfortune, all the conditions were right for that particular event to occur. This is not a deterministic position, but it's a realistic position. When the conditions are right for a misfortune to occur, although it's true to think it's conceivable that it could not have occurred, it's also true that it absolutely had to occur. Now, this is not a deterministic position because we point out that you could attempt to shape future events by creating a set of conditions that may in fact produce desirable results or prevent undesirable results from happening. However, given that we face adversity in life, when we face adversity, it's prudent to reason, as I'm pointing out, that the negative event that we're facing, the obstacle we're facing, absolutely had to exist because it exists. Now, people will often have difficulty accepting this position, but it applies both to positive events and negative events. When something favorable happens, it had to happen. All the conditions were right for it to happen. And we usually don't question favorable events and say they should not have occurred. We acknowledge that they did occur and we accept their existence. We're realistic. But when a negative event happens, often we reason in a crooked way. And that was Ellis's position on human reasoning, that we often and easily reason incorrectly. We go from saying, I don't like this negative event, to it must not have occurred. Well, it did occur. All the conditions were right for the negative event to occur, and it would be in your best interest to acknowledge that all the conditions were just right. And this misfortune, this adversity is yours to face. We may not know what all the conditions are that lead to negative outcomes. We could research them, maybe in the service of preventing future negative events from happening. We may know the circumstances that lead to events that are positive. But in the end, there are many events that will remain a mystery. The people we love, romantically, very often, no one really understands why we love them. We just fall in love. And that favorable outcome occurs because all the conditions are right and two people fall in love. But when a person dies, suddenly, the reverse is somewhat true. All the conditions are in place for that person's life to no longer occur. And humans have difficulty accepting what they don't like. REBT is a realistic approach to psychotherapy. We try to help you learn to accept the existential challenges of life by acknowledging that many events are beyond our control, and once they have happened, we have a choice. We can disturb ourselves or philosophically accept them by acknowledging that they had to occur simply because they did. You can add, it would have been better had they not occurred, but at the end of the day, they had to occur. I suggest that you read today's intermittent reinforcement email message, listen to this audio again, and really do some deep reflection on this idea that when it's a perfect storm and something occurs, be it positive or negative, it had to occur. REBT is a philosophically based approach to emotional well-being. And I think today's points really reflect the philosophical attitudes inherent in REBT. I've given a lot of thought about how to facilitate acceptance. And one way to facilitate acceptance is by helping people to see that once a negative event occurs or a positive event, that event had to occur. We can learn from the occurrence of events and try to create conditions going forward that will produce desirable outcomes and prevent undesirable outcomes. But it's not necessarily true that we have to be successful in the pursuit. Therefore, it's important to learn how to philosophically accept what we don't like when it occurs. Every Saturday, I do a Zoom demonstration and encourage and teach people to accept what they can't change. I encourage them to change what they can. And you can witness this demonstration, which is 40 minutes in duration, and then ask questions at the end of it. It's not a role play. People really disclose personal problems, and I show them how to apply these powerful ideas to their particular problems. It's held every Saturday at 2 p.m. in the UK, 4 p.m. in Bucharest, 7:30 in New Delhi, and 11 p.m. in Tokyo, Japan. REBT applies across cultures because it's rooted in philosophy, and people around the world face adversity. I hope you give serious thought to attending, because it's my hypothesis that regular attendance will not only help you appreciate the power of REBT, but facilitate your implementation of it in your personal life. I hope to see you on Saturday, and I hope you bring a friend.